Hi guys, I wanted to walk you through how to build a strength training workout. You can see my sample workout here. This is something I did every single day when I worked at Smith & Nephew in the corporate fitness center. This is what I would do with clients whenever I did personal training, writing those principles of large muscle groups to small muscle groups, and also making sure that I was writing the most challenging exercises at the beginning of the workout when people are fresh, when muscles are fresh, to a little bit less strenuous or less complicated exercises towards the end. You can see here I have 3 circuits and a total of 9 exercises. I'm going to be taking you through each of the circuits, but keep in mind I would warm a group fitness class up with about 5 to 6 minutes of a warm up and about 5 to 6 minutes of a cool down. You want to make sure that your warm up mimics the workout. So you also want to start by some general conditioning, such as marching in place, maybe some high knees, especially if you have a more advanced group of participants, and then taking it to mimicking the workout, which is we are doing a strength training workout. So I would start with some body weight squats, maybe some body weight lunges, some modified push-ups. Again, you're wanting to get the entire body warm. And then I would go through on how to write a workout if we were doing this, and I put walking lunges, push-ups. Those are 2 pretty challenging exercises. You're going to be engaging in, again, a lot of the lower body muscle groups, our hamstrings, our glutes, our quads, and then you're also going to be hitting chest with push-ups. And leg lifts is an abdominal exercise where you're laying on your back, your legs are in the air. The advanced version is your legs are straight and you're lowering your legs towards the ground and lifting back up, all while keeping your lower back on the mat. So you can see my first 3 exercises in the first circuit. With this, you can see the equipment for my walking lunges are dumbbells. And then you can see the load, the way I'm prescribing this, the way I would tell my participants to make sure that they got appropriate equipment for the group workout. I would tell them to get medium to heavy weights. Now, if you have new participants that are taking your class, which usually that's something you would want to do at the very beginning of your workout. Hey, is anyone new to strength training? Please come talk to me briefly before we begin the workout. And you'd want to touch base with them. Have you exercised before? Have you done strength training before? If you haven't, I highly recommend not using any weights during the workout, especially if they're brand new to it, or if they need to go a little bit lighter, if they have done some strength training before and are familiar with the exercises. So again, you can see my prescription here is 12 to 15 repetitions per leg. Again, this gives you that rep range. So if you have a variety of levels, you have maybe some beginners, some intermediates, a few advanced, that you are appropriately prescribing a variety of people. So again, if someone is brand new to exercise, they can do 12 repetitions and they can do just body weight. It would be, you want to, again, check the climate of your room, making sure that you're paying attention to what's going on around you. And then, of course, you can see push-ups. You do not have any equipment for push-ups, making sure that you are appropriately providing modifications for push-ups. And again, you're giving a rep range, 10 to 12 reps. So if you have, more advanced people, they can do more repetitions compared to your more beginner or intermediate level exercisers. Then, of course, they move to the leg lifts. They would do one right after the other, and then they would move back to the top of the circuit. One right after the other, move back to the top of the circuit. Usually I would go through the circuit 3 times. Now you can see here, the way I've prescribed this is a lower body exercise, an upper body exercise, as well as a core movement. And I want you to write those, your group classes, your classes in this same fashion, because what this does is this protects your population. You're working lower body, upper body, and then core. You're giving adequate time for rest and recovery in between those exercises. And it's kind of a good formula to use for general group fitness. You can see my second circuit, squats. You would need dumbbells with this. medium to heavy weights, and then that rep range of 10 to 15. A high-low plank, or from a straight arm plank to an elbow plank. This is something that can be done with a variety of fitness levels. You can put some people on a wall doing this activity. They're moving from an elbow plank to a straight arm plank and then down again. If you have any interest in clarification on that, usually this exercise is pretty challenging. So again, that's why it's going towards the top of the workout. And then your hip bridges. I know some of you are familiar with those hip bridges. So again, you can see I have the way I've prescribed this here is squats, lower body, and then a high-low plank. You're going to be hitting chest and shoulders. And then our hip bridge is really a core exercise. You're also going to be hitting core in that high-low plank as well. So again, it is a complex movement. That's why it's towards the top of the workout, midway top. And then our third circuit are our deadlifts, our 2-arm bent over row, and our Superman. So again, that same pattern, deadlifts, lower body, that 2-arm bent over row is upper body. We're hitting the back and shoulders and biceps. And then of course our Superman is our core exercise. So that same pattern is very beneficial with group fitness. So you can see the pattern that we have through here. Again, just a reminder, lower body, upper body, and then a core movement. And again, the more complex movements are at the beginning of the workout, moving to a little bit easier movement. And again, you can see here that you want to, each class is different. Each class is unique with different people and participants, different levels and abilities. You want to make sure that you're watching your population the entire time so that you can provide the best exercise, the best group exercise experience for each individual person. That takes time, it takes finesse, it takes an ability to make sure that you are familiar with what you're seeing. For example, if someone is flying through the workout, you need to make something more complicated for them. I've had that happen several times. A lot of young guys would take the class and I would see that they were flying through a workout. I said, you need to go get heavier weights. You absolutely want to monitor and pay attention to what's going on. And you also want to see if someone on the other end of the spectrum is kind of struggling to even complete, a front squat. A front lunge. What can you do to make that easier? One thing I would do with my pregnant population, I worked out with a variety of ladies who were expecting, and making sure that I was keeping them safe through a strength training workout is incredibly important. So again, stabilizing a workout, stabilizing the front lunge, and making sure they were holding on to something, turning it into a static lunge where they were moving up and down as opposed to doing a front walking lunge. That makes it more complicated. So again, having a variety of modifications and making sure that you're monitoring your population so that you're keeping everyone safe, which is remember, that is our number one goal. We want to keep everyone safe. You want to provide motivation through the entire process. You want to provide alignment cues through the entire process. And you want to say different describe the exercises in a variety of ways. For example, if someone is not sitting like they should be sitting in a chair in a squat, you can say, you can pull over a bench and have them demonstrate sitting down on the bench and standing up. Using different ways to teach them how to perform an exercise is very important. Because you really want them to become confident in their ability to exercise and to be able to perform the movements correctly. Well, that is about all for our creating a strength training workout. Of course, I could talk about this for a very long time, but hopefully that gave you the highlights, the big picture. Please email me if you have any questions. If you want to look up any of these exercises, if you're not familiar with them, I encourage you to please make sure you are familiar with them. Look them up in that database that I posted earlier on the Derby. That has a lot of different exercises, a database full of different exercises. And also email me for clarification if you aren't familiar with one of them. Feel free to do that as well. Hope everyone's doing well, and I will talk to you soon.